Hi everyone, Angela here. This fun and simple project is great for kids or anyone who has arthritis or just has a hard time holding on to playing cards for a long time. It's great as a gift or a product to sell as you can use up those fabric scraps in old CDs. Start by folding a piece of paper in half and then in half again the other way. Place a CD on top so that the corner of the paper is at the center of the hole. Trace around the outer edge and then draw another line adding an inch or 2.5 centimeters to it. The diameter should be about 6.5 inches or 16.5 centimeters. Fold your fabric in half or use 2 pieces of fabric and cut out 2 circles. Next, I'm cutting out 2 more circles out of this cotton batting. You can use fusible batting as well. Place the batting onto the wrong side of the fabric and then pin in place about an inch in from the edge. Now we don't want to use regular sewing thread because it breaks too easily. Instead, use a top stitching thread or an upholstery thread that's a lot stronger and won't break. I'm using a Brother NV50S sewing machine. The link for this and the tools I use are in the description below. Make sure to use coupon code NOTCHES NV50S for the special offer. Set your machine for the longest stitch and the top thread tension to 0. Pull out about 5 or 6 inches of top and bobbin thread and then stitch around the circle about 1/4 inch or 6 millimeters from the edge. Finish your stitching right beside the first stitch and don't overlap. Cut your thread leaving about 5 or 6 inches again. Remove the pins and center a CD on the batting. Place the top threads on the CD and out of the way. With one hand, hold the CD securely in place and pull on the bobbin threads tightly together with your other hand. Overlap the bobbin threads and loop one end around twice, pull it tightly and then tie a knot. Grab the other 2 threads and then tie it all together for some extra security. Without any tension on the top thread, it's really easy to gather the fabric. Pull out a nice long length of thread, fold in half, and then use that to thread your needle. If you want, tie the ends together with a knot. Evenly place the circles with wrong sides together and feel for the center. Put your needle in through the center, pull through the other side, leaving about 6 inches of thread. Place your needle beside the thread, stitch through to the front, stitch to the back, and then stitch to the front again. Pull on both ends so that the stitches are nice and tight. Thread your needle through the back of the button, then through the front, and then thread it through the center of the circle. You can use any size button, but I like to use buttons that are a little bit bigger than the hole in the CD. Pull the thread from the back so the button's sitting nice and flat, and then on the other side, thread your needle through another button. Push the top of the needle through the center of the circle. Now lift the front button a little bit, thread it through, and then pull your needle so that the thread stays underneath the button. Keep pulling it until the back button is nice and flat, then pull on both ends till everything is nice and firm. The circle should lay together nice and flat. You don't want to pull the threads too tight, otherwise they end up bending. Bring the ends together again, loop one end over and tightly tie a knot. Do this several times so that it's nice and secure. Pull up on the thread to lift up the edge of the button and then trim right beside the button. There aren't any obvious knots by attaching the buttons this way. You can even use flat or shank buttons and sew them together exactly the same way for a nice, neat finish. To learn how to sew a bucket hat, watch my video up next. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, take care and happy sewing.